Excuse me.
Oh,
Don't tell me
hello,
this
Tim.
ticket's gone.
Is there a problem?
Better
Well,
not.
yes. You see, the mask has gone missing.
Huh?
I took my eyes off it for a moment, and it disappeared.
Alright,
So,
I
do you
don't think
it was
this is the
stolen?
voice actor I thought it might have
No.
been, now that I hear him more.
The only ones in the room were me and Nosepass. Nobody else came in.
What could have happened?
Let's ask Nosepass. Hey, did you see anything?
No. Nose.
No.
Nose bar.
It disappeared in just the blink of an eye. How could that be?
Nose bar.
You say that's the truth, huh? So it's a closed room robbery. This should be very interesting.
Was the mask an actual Cophagrigus that, like, solved the theft? So there's a mask in there too? Or did it vanish? What's going on here?
Now the mask is gone.
Okay.
missing, too.
Maybe it
Let's see if
woke
we
up?
can find any trace of it in the room.
One invisible mask disappeared from the bridge. Find the culprit.
Hey, Tim.
We were just chatting. You couldn't have done this then? Oh, because it's one of these things.
Nose.
Oh, so I guess it really does always face north.
Man, that must suck. Yeah. Last, it's empty. Sign of the ticket or note. Yeah, whoever it is got it this time. We're not going to be able to get anywhere near Keith unless we solve this case. We should have taken the ticket earlier.
Nose.
The mask you really liked has disappeared. Sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear it for your sake, but more so for our sake. Oh, when the incident occurred? So you were staring at the mask the whole time. Then what happened? The ship changed direction. The mask moved to where you couldn't see it for an instant. Things moved back to their original position quickly. The mask was gone? Moved only for an instant. What could have happened? Something strange? Some cold water splashed into your head when the mask was out of your view. Water. Doesn't seem like there'd be a leak anywhere here. Where did the water come from? You don't know. Oh, I get it. You can't look up, can you? Water drops are falling. We were entrusted with the safekeeping of the mask. We must find it. I'm more worried about the ticket than the mask. What on earth is going on? When the incident occurred, I was busy steering the ship when the incident happened. Nosepass suddenly started raising a fuss, so I went to check on it. That's when I found his contents were missing. The only ones in the room were you and Nosepass, correct? That's right. So the mask, the ticket, and the note all disappeared, huh? There were a few people who came and went before the incident. Of course, there was you, and then 2 members of the crew. Willa entered and exited. But the crew? Yes, there were 2 crew members. One was in charge of steering the ship until I arrived. The other came to make a regular report and left as soon as he was done. Where are those 2 now? They're probably hanging around in the lounge. Got it. Thank you very much. Guess we should see what they have to say, huh? I guess?
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim! I think we've seen all there is here. We need to get the mask and the ticket so we can infiltrate the auction. First, let's head to the lounge and talk to the 2 crew members who came to this room. Okay, let's do it. I've been going for almost 2 hours here. Yeah, so, this, we're gradually drawing to a close here. Each of the investigations here is taking a couple hours. This is the 8th chapter, and according to How Long to Beat, this game takes a little bit under 12 hours on average to beat start to finish. I am convinced people are lying. Let's see here. The 2 crew members, huh? Oh, and they're both right here. Excuse me, can we talk to you for a moment? Sure, what can I do for you? Captain told us you were at the bridge today. You think you'd tell us a little bit about that time? Did something happen at the bridge? I'll be happy to tell you what I know. First time on the bridge, I went to the bridge to deliver my periodic report. I didn't have much to report on, so once I was done, I left the room. Did you notice anything unusual? Well, I did see Nosepass had a mask in front of it, but nothing besides. Oh, it wasn't in the room, but there was a strange thing I noticed. What was this strange thing? When I stepped out into the hallway after delivering my report, I noticed it was wet. And that's unusual? Yes, it is. It's the top floor, so we don't get any waves or anything. It could be the captain spilled a drink, I guess. That is odd. Thank you very much for your time. Floor is wet, huh? It does seem strange. Frillish, could you stop stalking me? Breathing down my neck here. Oh, speaking of the bridge, while I was on the deck, one of our passengers wanted to know when my next trip up the bridge would be. What was this person like? It was the famous Chef Gino. He made a point to double check the time, even after I had told him. It made it seem like it was something very important. Is he the one with that suitcase and he wanted to know like when Coffagrigus could sneak out? Maybe? Sorry, do you have a moment? I'd like to ask you how things seemed on the bridge. But why ask me? Well, the captain told us you had gone to the bridge, so... Ah, I see. I did indeed go to the bridge earlier. Has something happened? Yes, I'm sorry to say. That makes me sad. I hate it when things happen on the bridge. We pride ourselves on offering a safe, secure cruise. Don't worry. We'll capture the culprit in no time. Please. If there's anything I can do to help, just ask. Luxury cruise ship. I'm in charge of maintenance as well as steering the ship. Sound like important duties. I admit, I do get nervous sometimes, but it's very rewarding. I'm on the bridge. I was on the bridge steering the ship, and I went on break because the captain arrived and took over. Did you notice anything odd happen while you were on the bridge? Nothing on the bridge, no. The only thing out of the ordinary today happened while I was taking a break in the lounge. The Pokemon next to me spilled its juice. That's about it, really. Okay, but the mask. The teal mask. Yes, I do remember seeing the mask. Still not to touch it. Must have been very valuable. Doesn't look like it is, does it? It was placed in front of Nosepass. Actually, Nosepass seemed to really like the mask. Staring at it constantly. I mean, Nosepass thinks the mask is a Pokemon similar to itself. I mean, it might just be. So, that crew member's testimony was interesting. Sounds like Gino was really interested in finding out exactly when he could finally get into Smash. At least he's getting a remake coming up here. Know exactly when the crew member was going to the bridge. So you suspect Gino, Pikachu? I don't think that testimony is enough to say he's a suspect. Alright, the testimony was all we had. But Gino also has a motive for wanting the contents of the suitcase. The suitcase had a ticket for the auction, and there was something in the auction lineup that Gino would probably want. Remember? That book? The recipe book. Arr! Why would Gino want R? Think back to what Gino told us. Mask of Antiquity. I doubt that mask is involved somehow, but there's something that's more important. Remember what Gino told us? The detective's cape. Why would Gino want that? Exactly. Gino told us he was trying to recreate the recipes of the Henry brothers. If the recipe book is real, he's got every reason to want it. So, Gino stole the suitcase because he wanted the ticket? But how did he know the ticket would be in that bag? I think it's more likely that the suitcase is actually Gino's. This theft could be just as reclaiming the contents of his own bag. We should ask about what Gino is up to. Let's ask Amelia and Graham first. Yeah, he wouldn't want to claim that the bag is his when it has stolen goods in it. Stuff. Ask Amelia. I have no idea where the heck she is. Not a clue. In terms of like other stuff to chat about that happened today. So when I went to this garage sale earlier, I was coming back home in my truck since I'm like practicing driving it, getting the fluids moving, and you know the gear shift is getting easier as I drive it more and more as it's actually being used, you know, and trying to get like this little oil leak sealant stuff additive that I put in to hopefully work some magic and stop my slight oil leak. Here you guys are, and at the garage sale, one of the comments that one of the people told me there is something that I was really surprised to hear. She said like, oh, we love your truck. Everyone in the neighborhood does. And I was like, oh, thanks. You know, that was neat there. And another person that came up to check out the garage sale was this older gentleman that became a lot more interested in my truck than the garage sale. And we just ended up chatting in front of the garage sale about my truck for a good while. And he didn't end up getting anything from the sale. I clearly got a few things like that Game Boy Color and those games and stuff like that. So I'm really glad that I went.
What's up?
But yeah, most of my time there was chatting with someone else about my my truck, so that was kind of cool. Yes? Anyway. Do you know? Sorry, I don't know much. I was doing my own research elsewhere. Sorry, I can't be of more help. And the people running the garage sale, one of the things that they asked was, are you new to the neighborhood? Which I was kind of surprised to hear there. I was like, no, I've been living here almost all my life. But they figured because it's only recently that, you know, they've been seeing the truck going around the neighborhood sometimes. but has only recently got on the road. Well, the interview with the captain is next. Oh, Gino. He was here for a while, but he headed out. Said he was going to the deck. Gino loves to go to the second floor of the deck when he needs to think. I should go find him, though. He wanted to sit in on the interview with the captain. Let's head to the deck to look for Gino. Alright. But yeah, sometimes I like chatting about fun goings-on and stuff like that, because I'm sure years down the line I'll watch back some of my playthroughs. Back when I'm, like, long done with, like, Twitch and YouTube stuff, look back on some stuff down the line and be like, oh, that was going on at the time that I was streaming that, or I didn't remember that that was happening. Oh, hello, Tim. Thank you so much for helping me out earlier. Please, don't mention it. I just hope they find your suitcase soon. Are you on your way to somewhere? Oh no, we're heading back to our room. You're right beside it. Snubble okay? It's shaking all over. Are you sure it's not just still scared of you, Pikachu? Oh, is he worried about Snubble? You see, my darling here accidentally spilled its juice when we were at the lounge. It's been shaking like that ever since. I think it may have given itself a scare. So, Snubble is the Pokemon that the crew member was talking about. Still, you spilled your juice? You're clumsier than I thought. You didn't spill the juice? It's someone else's fault. What are you talking about? You say something invisible drank the juice. You saw it disappear right in front of you. So you got surprised and growled at it, at which point the cup fell over. At the same time, what looked like a Pokemon appeared for an instant and said, "My juice, huh?" I bumped into you when I made a run for it. It's wet and cold? Water again, huh? Interesting testimony. Drink vanished. Yo, what? Suitcase? Don't worry. I'm sure the suitcase will show up soon. Just be patient.
Yes?
Yes, dear. It seems like the mask that was in the suitcase was stolen. Oh, dear. Who could have done such a thing? I don't know yet. I promise I'll capture whoever it is and get your suitcase back. I'd be happy to get my suitcase back. Please don't do anything dangerous, Tim. I can't just dip into your room. So, Snubble's testimony was interesting, wasn't it? Yeah, I wonder which Pokemon it is that it saw. It's definitely worth looking into. First, let's check with Gino. To the deck. Yeah, let's go to the deck. Let's see here. Is it that each of these investigations is getting longer and longer? I mean, the one at the warehouses wasn't too long, right? The one before that was a much longer one. But yeah, I'm coming up on 2 hours here. So... I do not see Mr. Dudo. I was worried I was getting fat shamed there again for a sec. Oh, wait, is that him up here? Oh, wait, yes, it is. Oh, hello there, Tim. What's up? Or the mask? Apparently, that mask has been stolen. Seems rather brash for someone to steal a stolen item. Who's the culprit? I'm still investigating that. You are? Ah, that's right. You're a detective, aren't you? Mr. Graham mentioned that to me. Or Gino's alibi. How have you been spending today, Gino? I've just been relaxing on the deck since I left the lounge. Oh, one of the Pokemon at the pool decided to play a prank and splash me with water. So I came up to the second floor to dry off. Oh, that must have been a hassle. Let's go get testimony from the Pokemon in the pool. They're gonna say I didn't actually splash him, and then he got like some juice on him. And we put the pieces together, and then he's sus. Oh yes, but it was a great way to get some time to think. I assume you were thinking about recipes? That's right. Henry Brothers recipes, to be precise. I've almost got it. If I succeed in recreating them, I will gain the attention of every gourmet in the world. The Henry Brothers recipe book. I've heard there's a book with all their recipes in it. In the Henry Brothers recipe book. If it existed, I wouldn't be going through all this trouble. Recipes are all lost, and it's said that no one will ever be able to taste the Henry Brothers cuisine again. That's why recreating their recipes is so meaningful. This is becoming more and more like an interrogation. You think I'm the culprit? Oh no, it's not like that. It's just your mustache is very suspicious. You don't have a nice, fine stash. So we're clear. I was on the deck ever since I left the lounge. You can ask around downstairs if you'd like. I'm sure someone saw me get doused at the pool. So, I'm suspicious of Gino. It seems like he hasn't been to the bridge. We should gather some testimony about Gino. Maybe the Pokemon at the pool knows something. I feel like that mask was just Coffagrigus. It woke up when Nosepass was looking away and, you know, brought itself and the ticket and the note over here and spilled some juice on Gino. And the Pokemon here are going to say, we didn't splash him or anything. But the other people will have seen a splash. Luxury cruise ship. What's that? Part of the show that happens at this pool. What kind of show is that? Create balloons that can fit a Pokemon inside. It's pretty impressive. I didn't realize you had that kind of talent. Oh, Gino. Wait, when your balloons popped and splashed a person with water when you were playing with Lapras, what exactly happened? Okay, maybe it was pool water. The balloon was empty, but when it popped, a Pokemon suddenly appeared from inside. So that was Coffagrigus, and the person got splashed when that Pokemon fell into the pool. So wait, there's a Pokemon in an empty balloon. How's that possible? I guess we're gonna see here? Something?
Huh? Oh.
Well, that surprised me. Okay, I understand now. Right now, you obviously saw me in the balloon. The one they're talking about was apparently completely empty. And the Pokemon that suddenly appeared in the balloon and fell into the pool, then ran off towards some person. That person must have been Gino. But what does it mean? It's saying there was a Pokemon inside even though the balloon looked empty? There's no way to explain that unless it was an invisible Pokemon. Invisible? That's it! Pokemon must be able to turn invisible! Which means... going through the balloon. My brain could not tell what I wanted to think when Pikachu went into the balloon. There. Like, I thought a little bit of Demon Slayer Season 3. I also thought Mew and the balloon that Mew goes into, like in the first Pokemon movie.
Of course, I got it.
What are you thinking, Pikachu?
A bolt of brilliance!
Tim, I figured it out.
Yeah, I figured it out too. One who stole the mask from the bridge must be that invisible Pokemon. Gino certainly has an interesting partner. Let's think about how they may have done it. Oh yeah, and I guess if the mask was meant to be sold off and stuff, then maybe the mask wasn't an actual Coffagrigus, and again, a Coffagrigus would be like the full coffin. But he has some sort of partner that went and yoinked it and all the things. How did the mask disappear?
It's
Or yoinked when
important we
Nosepass
figure
was
out
looking
how the
away.
invisible Pokemon committed the crime. Is there testimony that tells us when it got onto the bridge?
I'll let him and 2 crew members after the captain took the suitcase to the bridge. That, I guess. When the room was infiltrated. I searched for the captain, but there was nothing strange. I'll leave the room after. Oh, yeah, the wet floor then. Sound appeared from Brio's balloon. Drink vanished. So this, yeah.
That's it. The invisible Pokemon fell into the pool.
Yeah.
Then, it came in with a crew member while it was still wet. Got that?
Yeah.
That's why the floor was wet when the crew member left.
Yeah.
Now we need to figure out how it
Thank
stole
goodness
the
it fell into the
mask.
pool.
After the mask disappeared, was there testimony that helps us figure out how?
Wait. What testimony tells us how it was stolen? Yeah. It was turned. Switch for the captain. Oh. Like during the switch, and was it turning during the switch? Oh. 'Cause I thought he said that he turned it away. The captain was
No,
saying that he
that's
turned it
not
away. I was like, well, if it's not that, then maybe it was when they switched. And like Nosepass was looking away. How it was stolen? Just that it was grabbed. I don't know. I don't actually know what it wants from me here.
No, that's not right.
How it was stolen. The captain took the suitcase to the bridge. It's the Snubble one?
No, that's not right.
Wait. I think that was on the table suddenly vanished. What?
That's right. Somehow a drink disappeared.
How does that tell us how it was
That must
stolen,
be
though?
Caused by the invisible Pokemon too.
Yeah.
I'll bet that anything that
Yeah.
Pokemon puts in its mouth becomes invisible, which means the mask is in
Oh.
its mouth.
Oh. That's how that says it. Okay. It's in the Pokemon's mouth. You know, didn't really think that through there. Cause, you know, whenever I think about like some creature in media that's invisible, I imagine that something that's in its mouth would be invisible as well. But I didn't really put the pieces together of the drink vanishing there partially. And I guess should have figured with the thingamabob, the testimony being like, oh, it's my drink and stuff like that. I probably should have figured. Yeah, it's in the mouth. It makes sense now that I think about it, but yeah. Now we know how the crime was committed. All we need to figure out is exactly which Pokemon the invisible Pokemon is. I wonder if it could be Amelia's notes. Alright, her hand-drawn Pokedex. Let's see if she'll let us have a look. To the lounge. It's a good thing it's not a full-on Pokedex. Let's hurry to the lounge. So we don't have to sift through hundreds of entries. Oh, okay, we're just right here. So from her making a handmade Pokedex, that means that there'll only be like a handful of things, right? Right. Amelia, can we have a look at that hand-drawn Pokedex of yours? Of course, but why? We're close to solving the mystery of the suitcases. Hey, Tim, here it is. This must be the Pokemon we're after. Couldn't Gengar turn invisible as well at the PCL? Okay, so it's Kecleon. Sneaky and stealthy. You're right. I bet it's just Kecleon here. What about Kecleon? Also, this looks printed out for something hand-drawn. I don't know for sure yet, but I think it may have the mask. Let's see what it says about this Pokemon. It can become invisible, but it can't hide the zigzag pattern on its belly. It will reveal itself if it gets surprised. This could be useful. Tim, gather everyone. Okay, and we're gonna point fingers at... what's his face? With the mustache? With a wannabe mustache? There's gonna be a zigzag
Everyone,
near him.
I have solved the mystery.
Ha! I knew we could count on you, Tim. Please tell us who's
It's you!
behind this.
Just kidding.
Right.
You got this. You know who did it.
Yeah. That's right. It was Snubble.
Come on. Are you messing around with me?
Does he just say the same thing for...
Come on.
Yeah, he says the same thing
Are you
with all
messing
of them.
around with me?
Just checking out of curiosity. It was Kecleon.
The one responsible for the missing item is a certain Pokemon.
I mean, it could have been like a different Pokemon that could turn invisible,
But how?
but let's
The
assume
captain
that it happens to be the
assured us
one
that he
in the
didn't see
hand-drawn
anything.
Pokedex.
Right. Nothing suspicious.
Like, I know
entered or
it's just
left the
ones
room.
that she's seen, but, you know, could have seen it before
I'm
the ship.
afraid that you must be mistaken.
Oh, is that
No.
so, Mr. Wannabe
I'm not
Mustache?
mistaken at all. I'll tell you exactly how it went down. This specific Pokemon can make itself invisible, so the captain didn't see it. It snuck into the room with the captain and Nosepass and committed the crime while they were distracted.
Then, what happened to my bag?
The culprit still has your bag too.
We're about to point the
It's
finger
here
at
in
him.
this room, as part of this group. And so is the mysterious Pokemon.
Tim, look carefully. You see it, right?
Do I have to spot a zigzag? Who could it be? Totally the captain.
What are you looking at?
Alright. It's Gino.
I'll tell you the culprit. You, Gino.
Not only did he
What
want a
is this
mustache,
joke? I don't know
he
any
wanted
mysterious
recipes.
Pokemon. Absolutely
He
ridiculous.
was cooking up
Yes,
more
you
trouble
do.
than he bargained
It's
for.
Kecleon, and it's right beside you.
Boo.
Oh, the mask!
Is this some kind of joke? I don't know this Pokemon.
I've
And
never
what
seen
is
this
the
man before in my
mask
life.
doing here?
Still trying to play innocent, aren't you? Tell him what we know, Tim.
What was Gino's objective? Yeah. I mean, technically, ultimately, but, cooking!
Hey, that's not it.
Well, he wants to go to the auction so he can cook.
Gino, you boarded this ship for a reason.
Ooh, the intense
To
music.
achieve your goal, isn't that right?
I don't know what you mean. I came for a vacation, not to achieve a goal.
You sure about that?
Are
I
you
think
sure
the reason
about
you're
that?
Here is for the secret auction.
A secret auction? What are you talking about?
Right here's the proof. A list of all the items offered. It has the Henri Brothers recipe book.
Henri?
Coincidence?
That's how it's
This is what
pronounced?
you really wanted, isn't it? Do you remember what you said earlier? You were close to recreating the recipes of the Henri Brothers? Recipes that were lost forever? That was a lie.
GNN guy just keeps on
You were
looking
counting on
closer
getting
at
the
him.
recipe book, weren't you?
What was I supposed to do, huh? I ran out of ideas for new menus. I need to amaze my customers, and that's a lot of pressure, all right?
Do you know why? You were a genius chef. I never expected you to do something like this.
Why did that line sound AI generated?
How talented you are. You'll get rusty if you stop trying to improve.
It was
Back to
delivered
washing
so
dishes for
poorly.
you. So Gino was
Alright.
the culprit, huh? Alright, I guess that case is closed.
Alright, Gino was the culprit. And nowadays, like, with the way that AI voices are nowadays, they could do it better than the delivery of that. Gino, why? We solved the case of the suitcase, but there's still more for us to do. We have to infiltrate the auction if we want to catch Keith. So now the finale of this chapter, right?
I didn't expect there to be a secret auction on this ship.
Just needed one
I
ticket
doubt
for
I
us
could
to all
get
get.
in.
Oh, we're not in
Wearing
right
a
now.
hoodie.
You know what? I'll go investigate. I brought a dress for conducting the interviews.
What? I can't let you go alone.
Oh,
It's too dangerous.
I thought she was
Don't worry about
proposing
me.
putting
I'm
Tim in the
used to
dress
getting
at first.
scoops.
I don't know. If only we could get past the dress code.
It sounds like it's a suit you need. Maybe my husband's jacket.
put on the
will work
dress.
For you?
Coward.
Are you sure? But it must be very special to you.
Oh, it's fine. I'm happy to help you out.
That's so nice of you.
Lucky you,
Here's
Tim.
my late husband's suit so that you can get into the black market auction.
Sorry for the wait. I'm ready to go.
But would it have looked better on
Wow.
Tim?
Looking good, Amelia. Tim, look.
You look really great, Amelia.
Thanks, Tim. You look pretty sharp too.
That's nice to hear, huh? The suit's more classy than you are, but hey.
All right, well,
Oh, you're a very handsome young man. Oh yes, Pikachu. This is for you.
heck is that catnip?
What's that?
Oh.
Ooh.
Pikachu, a tie. Miss Rose, thank you so much.
So he has a thing. Okay, I just thought it was a funny idea. You know, when he was like, I need to pass a dress code, and she was like, oh, I have a dress. I honestly thought that that's what she was proposing at first. Well said. Now let's go capture Keith. Hi.
Okay.
This is it. We're sneaking into the auction. I'm a little nervous, to be honest. No kidding. We don't know what kind of tricks Keith might have up his sleeve. Let's be on our guard. Got it. I really hope there's gonna be quick time events. Wonder what kind of place it is. The hall on the second floor of the lounge, behind the door guard by Crocorock, right? That's right. I should let us through if we show them this ticket. One ticket for all of us, I guess. I'm sure Keith will come to the hall at some point. If I see him, I'll get a shot of him. Please do. There'll be powerful evidence against him. Just that he's at the auction, I guess. Yeah, looks like you got your energy back. Sorry about earlier. Now that you've apologized properly, I think we can say that the suitcase case is closed. But Pikachu's clothing. Well, what do you think? Looks good, eh? What do you mean I look classy? I am classy! Alright, and then you just stay facing the direction I Chad.
What's wrong?
You at? How would I form that sentence? You just stay facing the direction I was chatting with you at. I guess that sentence makes sense. Thank you for getting my suitcase back, Tim. Yeah, that suit looks so good on you. You remind me of when my husband was young. Even Pikachu's complimenting you, see? Looking good, Tim. Imagine Pikachu's just hurling the nastiest insults there. Give it a break, Pikachu. I know I look weird. I think I once wore a fancy jacket on stream here it was for the release of something. What was it? I know that on day one of some new game coming out. Was it Pikmin that I wore it for? Pikmin 4? I don't remember. Or maybe I was just thinking about doing it? Right, let's get going. Sure. I don't remember. Maybe it was just a thought that I had. I never actually did it. Now I have fake memories.
Well, what do you think? Who's the classy one now?
I hope that bow tie isn't too tight for him.
No problem. It's all in the name of fashion.
Crocker.
Huh?
Crocker, Crocker.
Oh, what's up? Is there some kind of problem?
Karak, Karak. Crocker, Crocker, Crocker.
What are you talking about?
Seeing the
Why would
security
you say
guard
I
there
look
just makes me
shady?
think of
It's
Agent
not
Smith.
True. You're very rude.
Karak.
Mr. Anderson.
These goons wouldn't know style if it hit him over the head. Tim, show him our tickets.
One singular ticket.
Here you are.
I mean, the auction would have, in theory, been going on for some time now.
Yes.
Why did that fade through black just there? For what
Please let me
purpose?
die once you're inside.
Karak, Karak.
Masks?
Crocker.
This seems faintly familiar now from watching the cutscenes back. What? It's masks, right? So my memories tell me.